there's a headline in the Daily Mail that was like Kilmar Abrego Garcia, the Maryland father who just was in Maryland, just being a father. That's all he was doing, nothing wrong, is back in jail. So I was like, I gotta read that. And I thought the fascinating part about this was a couple paragraphs down when the outcome was his lawyer requested that he stayed in jail. Guys, I feel like this is like the biggest W dunk. His attorney said, hey, we're worried that if he gets released on bail awaiting his trial, the feds are gonna come, pick him up, and then ship him off to another country because the Supreme Court said, oh yeah, you can send illegals to another country if they can't go back to their own country, and send them to, wherever. Anthony, I thought this was great. He's now requesting, we talked about self-deportation. This is like a self-detain. I think this is great.
I think it's fantastic. It's the whole thing of mess around and you just find out, or it's like play stupid games and you win stupid prizes. But like I say this to everybody who's listening, in the world that we live in, if you have any type of moral compass, if you have any type of conscious effort in anything that is right and wrong, you cannot do this without this being a consequence. There are consequences that are eternally bound to choices that people make. And even in this right here, for people that want to do good for their client, I mean, like, I'm fine keeping him in jail. I'd prefer it if I wasn't paying for him to stay alive in jail. I'd rather make it somebody else's problems. But now this is a message that we're sending to everybody else, that America isn't playing around. And for as bad as we are, for as messed up as we are, the people that have everything to complain about here still haven't left. And I said, we're still the finish line for the rest of the world. But we don't have a tolerance for people that are going to come in here and make it harder for everybody else by putting citizens in danger, by stealing and doing things for themselves, and then having us have to sit and watch a system that now that profits and now that favors the illegals. So I'm like, in this case, it's just like, listen, man, we did our best. And, I think it's just best for you if you just stay in jail. Just ride this one out. And then whenever happens, hopefully by the time you get released, there'll be a new administration. The law will be passed and we don't have to worry about this anymore.
Yeah. In other words, stay in jail or learn Swahili. I don't know where they send people to. Tiffany, kind of your thoughts here, the wrapping up.
Congo. I think he has to learn Congolese. I think the last time we shipped a plane of people to the Congo, they were like, no, please stop. But yeah, to your point, they complain about due process so much. And so then they're like, wait, no, please, can you just keep him in the jail? Because we don't want you to actually, move forward on the deportation orders that you have. And so this is a convicted criminal. He is a wife beater. He is an MS-13 gang member. He is a known human trafficker. And what's really disgusting to me is the fact that we have American prosecutors and an American judicial system that is constantly protecting illegal immigrants over American citizens. You see what happened just last week in Colorado, where a child rapist was assisted in fleeing from ICE by sanctuary city policies, by these people that are fighting against what is good and right and true and honorable in the American judicial system, and are really putting all their resources behind criminals like Kilmar. It's don't get me started.
It is a wild time to be alive.